Welcome to an after battle ranked commentary video. This video is exciting because of what I really do that is super sneaky, and this is something I have never done before. Okay, I have done it before, and as the title of the video will explain. I build the ultimate hidden outpost in this game, and this guy actually, he puts up a fight, a really good fight. So I'm fighting a Stador. He's a good player. He will stone rush. He does stone rush. We both do. But however, each time I have the upper hand whenever I stone rush. Now, not towards the end. Towards the end, it's iffy. I don't really get many good stone rushes in. However, I do something new, and it's actually probably what saved me too. So I was able to get my fight pits up and warriors up way faster than he did. I don't know how or why, but I just did. But I did hurt a lot on wood doing it, so the entire time I was just struggling on wood. But I think my actions of what I do in the beginning is really what helps a lot too. So first thing I do is I get warriors, and I realize that these workers were over here. I sent my scout over here, and I explore the whole thing, and I realize these workers are over here looking all nice and stuff. I see he's right here, my workers. I notice it. I'm like, wait a minute. These workers are alone. They're by themselves. And he was just getting his fight pit up, and he was just getting his fight pit up. Meanwhile, I already had my warriors ready. So, and I decided to send my warriors early. I only had like what, 8 warriors. That was it. I sent 8 warriors at him. However, I completely changed direction and go straight for these food workers. When I noticed them, because they were completely undefended, they couldn't do anything, and I see it. Really does help. I kill a few of them, not too many. Again, I kill, it was really hard to kill him because each time my warriors would get trapped with his warriors, and I didn't kill many, but as you see, I killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he had a really solid defense, surprisingly. It's just the fact that my warriors kept getting trapped. Anyways, I sent another attack. I kept sending attacks. I was more of the aggressive than he was, which was good. But I managed to kill his workers. He wasn't able to gather the fish, and I noticed he went Europe, and that was like the biggest blessing for me. Had he went Asia, it would have been a lot harder because while Asia has weaker units, you have to spend so much more supplies on Europe. And you see, I'm killing a lot more of his workers. I'm killing, all this. I keep doing it. You see, he couldn't. Look at this. He has no. Oh. He has no wood, so he couldn't finish the farm. And as you see, when you don't have enough wood to finish your farm, Europe is on a clock at that point. However, at the same time, he had way more warriors than I did because I was only sending these small, tiny raids at him. Nothing as big as I wanted to. Now, luckily, he was really hurting on wood too. So it was really hurting on wood, so really what saved me. Meanwhile, I'm over here. I built myself in, perfect. This was the only way in and out right here. Now, of course, when it comes to stone warriors, you can just bust away through, but oh well. However, I realized the dilemma I had. I was using this tree line as protection, and I was really getting low on wood. And if I cut through it too much, these stone warriors can easily just get through. So I bring my stone warriors here, because I knew about this tree line here, and I started to clear it, and I want to clear it out. However, at the same time, he attacked, and I was forced to move on. So I sent my stone warriors, like a group of stone warriors here, because he had only had a small force, and most of my workers were actually protected. Let's see, he tried to kind of bust it down. He doesn't manage to bust anything down. Meanwhile, I'm able to spawn more warriors in right here in my base, and keep everything repaired and functioning, so he couldn't bust through. Meanwhile, this happened, and I wasn't paying attention, so They got attacked by a boar, but that was because I was really hoping to get a tree line as fast as possible, and it just wasn't working. But I do send more stone warriors, and I kill, you know, way more well, barely any workers than I should have. But he kept intercepting my warriors and doing huge amounts of damage to them, and it didn't help that there was a lot of wild animals along the way. But right here, I made him go on a little bit of wild goose chase, which was good. But I was able, and I was also able to secure this area. And so I brought actually, believe it or not, I actually brought almost all of my workers over here, with the exception of my food workers and my iron, because they was right here, and there was no point of just moving them so far away. And I killed this guy immediately because that was important. He didn't know about this, so which is really good. And the fact he didn't have a scout was also very helpful. Now, I do pursue a lot because he has spearmen, and European spearmen would have just tore through these. How do you upgrade the stone warriors? Which I'm surprised he didn't. Let's see. Look at his supplies. Yeah, it was a very expensive. It would have been very expensive, but how do you upgrade the, those spearmen? Oof, that would have been expensive. But he probably could have just busted it with this many, like with that many spearmen all up, like warriors fully upgraded. Yeah, probably would work. But I ended up having to spam spearmen out because I was upgrading. Luckily, I was able to get a heavy spearmen too. He kept trying to bring my main force away, and I ended up not using the remnants that were here because I was so focused on this. He kills a few of my workers, not too many, but enough to make it annoying. I ended up realizing these remnant forces were here, so I just immediately just ran for it. And at this point, the fight kind of dies down a little bit here, a lot more so. So also, okay, right here, I knew he built a wall. He was building a wall. And I was thinking, where could I build a wall at? Like, because I have to stop him somewhere. If I just don't build a wall, eventually he is going to keep sending troops at me, and I'm not going to be able to do anything. And I find this perfect little location right here, and I said I had 2 spearmen here, and I was able to realize that his troops are here, and ended up chasing them. Now he realizes that my forces are here and my base is unprotected, but it was okay, just for the most part. I actually snuck these 9 workers through, which is perfect. I really was betting on this. My workers going through, and it was really good. Now, something that really scared me too was the fact that these warriors were going this way. Now, keep in mind, this is all I could see. I couldn't see anything where his warriors were going. I thought he knew about this location. Turns out he did not know about this location, and had he known about this, I would have been done. And I realized at this point that he was trying to lure my warriors away, so I kept just basically letting him, making him think that I'm trying to go after the force and then pull back and then keep going back and forth, and letting him think that there was nothing over here at all. It was a good thing too, and a few of my workers did die because there was an alligator and a boar, but it was okay, and I was able to get my production back up within the hour, or within like the minute. I'd also built some towers here because I wanted to mark this location as basically mine essentially. And as he pulls back, and since I'm a medieval and he is not yet, like he's not even second age, not even second Iron Age. Meanwhile, I'm already medieval. At this point, and then I start immediately start building a wall up. Perfect location I found, amazing location. This was here. He tries to send in a force, but I'm ready. And again, I have no intention of pursuing him. My intention was just to build this wall. So I think he realizes too I had no intention of pursuing. Meanwhile, I was really hurting on wood too, like really bad. Like this entire situation was just bad for me. But I didn't know he built some docks here, and these docks like were, and I was like, no, he can't have these. He can't control the water because I realized this was like mostly a water map, and I was like, yeah, I can't let this happen. I built a bunch of junk ships, which is perfect. I'm so glad I went East Asia. I really debated on going West Asia, but I'm so glad I went East Asia because I think this is what saved me. Because I was able to get cheap junk ships, were fast, easy to produce, and cheap. Also had a a massive problem with deer because the deer kept blocking me, so I was like, yeah, I can't have this. So we're gonna continue, and then I sent in the junk ships too. I realized, he had, I realized that these were just basic docks, and he couldn't do anything. I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect for me. So I immediately, go in, destroy the docks. I don't let him build, but I made sure I checked over here, and I realized he had, docks here too. I was like, no, 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 that can't happen. I came over here. I tried to destroy all his docks, but he had archers, and archers against junk ships are like really effective. Oh, he actually had longbowmen too, which was actually worse for me. And I realized, like, oh crap, this is gonna be a massive sea fight. Of just who controls who controls the sea. But I was like, I had a bunch of spearmen here, which were just sitting there. I decided, you know what? I'm gonna upgrade them, and put an invasion party in, which is perfect for me. Which is perfect. I had enough to fill 3 junk ships, and I even filled one with workers to build this little outpost, to build the amazing outpost I'm gonna build. So to distract him, I sent in, the junk ships, went in for the docks, found all his workers over here. Completely just hurt him so bad. He ended up building trebuchets and more, piers, and I wasn't really able to destroy it. And had this dock not been on have like a land thing right here, the little cove, it would have been, I would have easily taken out and controlled the sea. But right here, I built a wall, and I realized this is a really good location to build a wall. So I built a wall here. Now, unfortunately, only 2 workers survived, and I was unable to finish the wall completely. But I was like, I need to get these longbowmen away from here. And these parts were unfinished. I see these were unfinished parts. He couldn't get through. So like, how do I bring them back? And so I sent in, a wave of units, and that actually brought him back enough time for me to finish my wall, and thus giving me this outpost essentially. That means he would have to focus on 2 locations. Like you see right here, I have this perfect outpost right here. Meanwhile, I'm also attacking the sea. I own the sea too, which is amazing. And so I'm able to at this point send mass cavalry raids at him. Small raids because unfortunately my population was going solely into like my navy, so that really hurt. And also huge parts of it were were in my population. And I do realize this. I realize like, oh crap, my workers are walking too far away. But yeah. I get to China. I get China. Now, I'm debating, should I go to Japan? I'm like, no, Japan's too expensive, and there's not much of a water to conquer. It's not like a massive sea map where, it's one choke point and then the rest is just water. We're on 2 completely different sides. I sent more cavalry raids at him. I killed quite a few with the workers with these cavalry raids. Not as much as I want to because he does hide in towers a lot. So that kind of, ruined it. But I'm undeterred. get a lot of I get fit, I realize right here I built a dock here. I realize, or I'm sorry, not a dock, a warehouse here. I get way more. Keep producing. I don't upgrade these yet. I do upgrade 3 of them, but keep 1 to keep spamming out junk ships, and then eventually just straight warships. And I realize, he has to focus on 3 sides actually now. So why don't I just keep spamming, small groups, not large groups, but small groups, instead, and just, send, nothing but horsemen and then Chinese soldiers just to destroy his, little you know, outer parts, so he couldn't, keep this area. As you see, he gets absolutely ruined here as I kill his workers. I should have just destroyed the warehouse because he kept coming back. Anyway, as you see, I realized, look at these houses. These houses aren't upgraded, and I realized that he hadn't upgraded to late medieval, which means not only am I industrial, so I'm way ahead of him, but he's not even in late medieval, and he does get there soon. Like he's still, he can't even do it. He's actually over his population somehow. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's war selection. Actually, wait, I think it's because I actually destroyed his 2 houses. That's why he's over his population. I see. I get mounted guardsmen. I don't mass mount guardsmen. Use mount. I can't speak. Use mass mounted guardsmen against him until the later stages. And that was mainly because I was hurting on food so much. Like food was such like a bad thing for me because I went to China. China is very food heavy. And at first I had a huge stockpile, but then my fishing boats weren't doing what they. These fishing boats weren't doing what they're doing. For some reason, they saw like a dock here. I don't know what was going on. So I built another dock, thinking, trying to fix the glitch that these boats were having. I don't know what was going on with them. They just would not, go over here. Until I made them, and then I eventually just destroyed them because they were just glitched out and they weren't doing what they were supposed to. Anyway, I do build a farm and fix my food situation really fast. I do whatever it takes to fix my food situation. But at this point, okay, I'm sorry, not this point. I'm sorry, later on. Later on, I get really, really annoyed with this guy because he does not quit. And then eventually he goes mass siege ships. Now, I do not know why he goes mass siege ships, as you're going to see later on. But not right now. So I ended up, taking a lot of territory. And he kept building siege ships. I don't know why he was building siege ships. Like, as if it was, fixing something? I don't know. But I take some Chinese soldiers and just, use the bombs to blow them up. Just the gate and the, well, now I was having really trouble with this gate too, because the gate for some reason, like, they were exploding like out here, but they weren't exploding on the gate itself, and it got, I got confused. Again, it was another glitch, so I don't know what was going on, but oh well. This time I do. Here's another raid. I send at him. I keep using the soldiers to use their bombs on these towers, but actually not even for some reason. It was more the fact I kept sending 2 at a time when I was supposed to send 1 at a time, but like at the same time the longbowmen were just so like the longbowmen were just powerful and just kept me away. Like really the longbowman is what carried him most of the way. And right here, I said, "Oi, quit it!" And because of these freaking siege ships, they're really annoying. Yeah, and he said, you know, he has siege ships. Now, okay, something I don't understand is why didn't he send his siege ships here over, like, almost immediately? Like, you know, he has focus on 2 different sides now. Was it because of my navy? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, at this point now, this is the point where I get really, really annoyed at him. So I decide, you know what about a 3-pronged attack would work? But that plan was immediately just thrown out the window because then he actually attacked. So right when I was mobilizing my troops is when he attacks. I get so fucking annoyed at him. Like, oh my gosh. So when he sent siege ships in, I was like, okay, I have no choice. I have to attack. I see. I don't realize until later, but right here is when I realize. So I go with, you know, mass siege ships or mass warships and junk ships. And keep in mind, siege ships are expensive as shit. The fact that he was wasting this much supplies on siege ships, out of all things. Now I get it. Maybe he wasn't, you know. Okay, he just got late ages, and he does get bombardiers and galleons later on. He doesn't have France yet, apparently. Good. Asador, please, for the love of God, never get France. It's a shit country. Get it if you have nothing better to spend your tech points on. Anyway, so I decided to go for actually a 2-pronged attack, really, because I didn't have enough troops to do a 3-pronged attack. So I sent in militiamen. Militiamen, but again, it's not enough. Like, my population was just really taking a hit, really. Like, I kept trying to produce more and more troops, and see, I eventually had to like stop producing and go straight only to like fishing boats for China, just so that way I can mass them up, because they were, you know, what, 1 population or something. Like, no, sorry, 2 population. Yeah, or wait, wrong one. 1 population for Chinese fishing boats. So if I just, you know, mass them up like, you know, huge amounts, then eventually it would have. I could have just swarmed his docks, which was my next plan. Like, everything just failed. I would just swarm his docks with fishing boats. I also had this nice little, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, well, I mean, you already saw, but I had this nice little dock, like, pond here, which provided me with so much food. It was ample food. Anyway, now he gets, you know, galleons and bombardier ships. I don't know why he get bombardier ships now. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess, you know, you could do mass bombardier ships, and, you know, maybe if you were able to take the sea, then maybe. But I get really annoyed, and I was like, you know what? This has to end. I do, like, this is my final attack right here, I believe. No, sorry, that's a lie. Or what was it? I don't remember, actually. No, it's not. I do a mass attack. Okay, yeah, this is my final attack. Actually, yes, here it is. Because I did a full-on attack, just everything I had. I used all my Chinese fishing boats to go straight for, you know, the docks and the bombardier ships. I went mass militia and soldiers, and over here to the north, I just took out all his. I killed all his workers. Let's see, like freaking, it takes two of them to destroy the crap. But anyway, I don't care. I keep going. I keep pushing. You know, all his, you know, longbows. Look, some have 11 kills. One of them has 11, 20. Wait, oh no, the tower has 25 kills. I sent in my, you know, guardsmen straight towards the center to where his food is. My fishing boats go straight for the bombardier ships because I really want to take it. Really want to take those out because I felt like the bombardier ships were way more threatening. But look at this, 2 fishing boats. Oh, I guess technically one exploded the other. So, but this time I just keep swarming him with units like non-stop. And he says, "Okay, you earn your 10 points. Well done." And that was it. I won. It wasn't an easy one. I think it would really save me. I don't know. So, actually, let's look at his supplies real quick. Okay, yeah. So I think his problem was he was spending so much on his navy. Look at this. This bombardier ship costs 900 and then 300 metal. 900 materials and 300 metal. Galleons 600. I'm sorry. Yeah, galleons and then galleys and 300 materials. That is, and you know you expect it because he went Europe. But that is butcher level stuff. Going, that he had that many galleons, that many sea ships. The sea ship itself cost 450. And think about how many he had. He had like he produced almost about, I'm gonna guess, around 25 at least, max, like a max 30, and the lowest I'm gonna say is 15. I think at 450, and he kept spamming siege ships and galleys. Meanwhile, I controlled the sea, and I kept destroying his docks. So he kept repairing them. The docks themselves, I don't know how much of those are, but I know European docks aren't that cheap. And he also had to contend with my little hidden outpost I had. Or it wasn't even hidden. It was my secondary base. I don't know, a side base. He had to focus on 3 different fronts, which is impressive. The fact he annoyed me so much that I was forced to rethink my strategy. But yeah, that has been this video. I was able to launch a 3-front attack, and this guy couldn't handle everything at once. As you saw at the end, he had to split his longbowmen up when I attacked all 3 areas against Chinese industrial troops. And longbowmen can fight against industrial units, not tanks and stuff, but they other units. And also, I'd like to point out, I was getting Germany and France, the the supply lines, the foreign supply center, because towards the end I really didn't think he would give up. I thought he was just gonna keep fighting nonstop. So I was like, yeah, no, I wasn't gonna let him do this. So I built the foreign supply center, thinking that this fight was gonna last until I was able to get tanks up, which thank God it didn't happen, because it really was burning through my materials just trying to get Germany. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and I will see you all next time.